What's going on there, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, holy crap. The Battlefield 6 hate right now is absolutely insane, and I'm seeing people throw out the most wild statements I've ever witnessed in my whole life, so we have to sit back, discuss these statements, and kind of explain why these statistics should never be taken serious. I don't know why people literally live and die by these statistics, and it's funny because I used to do the same thing as well. Until, of course, as I stated, time goes on, you learn more, you understand more, and you see that pretty much anyone who goes ahead and throws out these statistics are absolutely full of crap. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, before we go and dive on deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, go link that channel down in the description of this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to go ahead and single out this specific individual only, because I see this all over the place, all over Twitter, all over Reddit. These numbers are being thrown around, and people are just trying their hardest to, I guess, bait the overall community. But this post pretty much summarizes everything that I typically see online right now by Wars, saying Battlefield 6 dead and showcasing the Twitch player count numbers. Not player count, but the viewer numbers. With Battlefield 6 being at 4,000 by the time they posted this image. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 with 118K people watching the game. And then the base Call of Duty page with 4K people watching it. Obviously, people who probably misinterpreted which category to be under when they hit the stream button, so they're under a different section. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta be real with you guys. I absolutely despise this take with all of my heart. It doesn't matter. This is the worst take known to mankind. I don't mind other statistical facts, player counts, anything like that. But when you start going down to the Twitch viewer counts, that's when you know people are reaching to the max degree. And as I stated, the only reason I know this is because I'm guilty of the same thing. I used to reach for the Twitch player counts to kind of showcase how a game might be crumbling or dwindling away. And yeah, sometimes maybe it can represent, some downfall here and there, but let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. Twitch stats, you can't use this to determine if people, the overall player base, is playing a game or if they all left the game. People have to understand, people go to Twitch and they see how many people are watching and they think to themselves, wow, those people who are watching must be playing the game. But they are not. Twitch is an entertainment website. People go to watch people stream, and over half of them aren't even playing the game when they're going ahead and watching these individual stream. Twitch viewers go based off of the creators, okay? If all the creators decided to hop off Black Ops 7 right now, and they got paid to go over to Escape from Duck-Off, that new, I don't want to call it an indie game, but that spin-off of Tarkov, that's third person, you're playing as a duck, PvE only. Then guess what? Escape from Duck-Off is going to have 100,000 plus people watching. You know what I'm saying? People need to understand that viewership on Twitch does not equal the amount of players still playing it, okay? It means that the top dog streamers are playing something else. Either they're sponsored or they're enjoying a separate game. Why do you think Arc Raiders is able to sustain itself right now? Because a lot of top-tier streamers don't really care too much about Call of Duty anymore. But Arc Raiders, a lot of these top-tier streamers have been really loving extraction shooters. And Arc Raiders is a fresh extraction shooter that is still constantly dropping a bunch of content, a bunch of things to do. So guess what? It's still averaging 100 to 200,000 people viewing because those top streamers are, again, playing it. Not because there's 100 to 200,000 people playing the game. No, it's because the streamers are there playing the game. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think all these companies like Twitch, who's owned by Amazon, or Kick, who is owned by, what gambling site owns Kick? I forget. Regardless, why do you think all these streaming websites pay top dollar to get these streamers to come to their site and stream there? Why do you think that, Kick is offering millions and millions and millions of dollars to these top-end streamers to have them come over, and they don't even have to stream on Kick 24/7. They might just have to do a 2 to 3 hour stream, but guess what? You want to know why they get paid those big bucks to come over and stream? Because their audience is what brings in all the traction, all the players and people watching, not because the game is popping. Okay? On a lower tier streaming website, you might see Black Ops 7 with 100 people viewing it, but does that mean Black Ops 7 is dead? No! Does that mean nobody's playing Black Ops 7? Not even close! It's because no big streamers are on that website streaming it. You guys get what I'm saying here? Numbers on streaming services don't mean players are playing it. You can literally stream a dead game, a game that has like 100 people on it. But if you pay a streamer who can average 10,000 plus people at a time to watch their stream, guess what? That category, if they can get enough of those streamers, they can get a dead game to have hundreds of thousands of people watching it because those streamers alone are hopping in. Now, does that mean the people who are watching the stream want to play it? No, it literally does not. People watch streamers because they enjoy the person they're watching. They think they're entertaining. They like their personality. People watch streamers for 100,000 different reasons, but just because they're watching them doesn't mean they want to play that specific game. So again, that's why I believe that take is so brain dead, because it doesn't equate to anything. Again, that game with 100 people playing it, just because there's a streamer playing it that pulls in 10,000 people, does that mean that this game with 100 players has magically got to 10,000 people? No. Will some of their audience actually play it? Yeah. Maybe they'll get another 100 people out of the 10,000 that are watching that streamer. So now it goes from 100 to 200 players. But just because 10,000 plus, 50,000 plus, 100,000 plus people are viewing it on Twitch doesn't mean that it's a poppin' game. It could still have barely anybody playing it. It's just because that streamer is specifically there. Twitch is the worst statistic to use to showcase if a game is alive or dead. And again, guess what? Black Ops 7's viewer count is going to go down as well. It always does. Call of Duty always boils down, and Battlefield always boils down as well. In every Battlefield game, they always boil down to a couple, maybe a few thousand people viewing it at a time when it comes to the base experience. And then Warzone will probably be the bread and butter of, Call of Duty getting a lot of views on Twitch. And sadly, RedSec doesn't really, seem to be doing too much craziness, so I don't know how that's going to work out for Battlefield. But again, just because RedSec isn't getting views, does that mean the game is dead? I mean, look at the player count right now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's not like it was at launch, but holy smokes, I just went ahead and made a new high tonight. And again, I'm recording this the day before, so it is Friday. I'm curious what it's going to look like on Saturday if we're going to be able to, continue making new highs. But there's still an average of 200,000 individuals logging into Battlefield at all time. It doesn't even matter. This game could drop another 100 to 150,000. We could be down to like 80 to 90,000 people online, at a consistent peak. And it doesn't matter. Does that mean the game is dead? No. That's a lot of freaking players on Steam alone. Shoot, you know what? Let's go over to console as well, because we all know that Battlefield's pretty popular on PC, but even on console, sadly, I can't look at the PlayStation numbers for most played, but Xbox actually advertises their most played games, and Battlefield's right behind Black Ops 7, or the overall Call of Duty HQ, including Warzone and, Black Ops 7 and all that stuff. Battlefield's right behind, and Call of Duty is clearly a much more popular game on console. It always tops the charts on console, especially compared to Battlefield, and the fact that Battlefield 6 is still hanging on in the top played on Xbox is insanity. But my question is, does that mean the game is dead? Does that mean nobody's playing it? No, guys. You could see right here with your own eyes that the viewer count has gone down on Twitch, yet and still there's still hundreds of thousands, I would even say it's getting close to 1 million probably, throughout the whole week that are playing Battlefield consistently. So, this further proves my point here that viewer count means nothing. Absolutely nothing, and it's not an argument to be had. And, honestly, even if it was an argument to be had, why must we always bash competition? You know what I'm saying? Like, in all my videos, even the videos where I've been worried about Activision screwing us over with matchmaking, I still say that it doesn't look like it's a bad game, Call of Duty, and I want Black Ops 7 to succeed. I do, because guess what? If Black Ops 7 succeeds, that means EA DICE can't get lazy. They have to step their game up, and they have to keep doing stuff. And guess what? If Battlefield continuously keeps stepping it up, and they keep fixing their game, guess who has to keep it up as well? Call of Duty. They can't get lazy and start slacking off. Competition is good, ladies and gentlemen. It's good. And yeah, we can go ahead and compare numbers and throw things around, but regardless, we want all of these games to succeed. Because 1, the more the merrier. And 2, more competition equals a better product. We all saw what happened to Call of Duty throughout all these years with no competition. How it dwindled down and, got worse and worse and worse. Less content, further ignoring the community. And then at the same time, we saw what happened to Battlefield. How Battlefield was getting worse and worse and worse. Where it hit rock bottom of 2042. The majority of all their players left to go play Warzone. And here we are with Battlefield 6, one of the best Battlefield games we have gotten in a long time. And that would have not happened if they didn't hit rock bottom. And also, of course, because of competition. Because without competition, they wouldn't be able to hit rock bottom. All they need is a good budget and make the game look pretty. And people will still fly on into the game because it's the only game on the market. But because there's alternatives, Battlefield had to turn things around. And that's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. This constant back and forth between these games having to kill one another. Yes, I agree that it's great that Battlefield, gave it to Call of Duty. I'm all on board, and I wanted to see that happen because Call of Duty has been abusing the community for too long. But now it's time for COD to rise a little bit, further give on some competition to Battlefield. And guess what? Both communities can thrive. Both communities can thrive. That is so crucial, and people need to really shake themselves out of this mentality that it's either one game or the other, or they can't fathom people enjoying a different title that they might not like. I get some people don't like advanced movement, but to hate on players for enjoying BO7 because of advanced movement doesn't make any sense to me. Some people don't like slower movement, and it'll be stupid for a player who looks over at Battlefield 6 to hate on anybody who enjoys it because of the slower type of movement. Two things can coexist, ladies and gentlemen, and the sooner we come to that mentality, the sooner we can get better games across the board, and we can see more successful titles. But ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to go ahead and put this video together because I keep seeing this statement online everywhere. I can't stop seeing it, and I have to at least try to put an end to it. I know I won't. This video won't do anything, and I'm sure this statement will be thrown around more and more and more. But stop going off of Twitch view counts. They mean absolutely nothing. Every single time you see a game with a lot of viewers does not mean it's popular. It means a lot of top tier streamers are playing it, and that is it. There are some games on that platform that are pulling in like maybe 100 to 200 people viewing it at a time that still have ridiculous player counts, and people still love to play it. The only thing that it showcases is where are the streamers at? Where are the top dogs at? Where are, all the biggest people with 1 million plus followers at? That's all it showcases and what those people are interested in. But does it mean that all the other players out there, people who aren't streamers, does that mean they don't enjoy these games? No, and as I showed before, with the player count, it's proof enough that, just because streamers are not playing the game doesn't mean that the casual audience has now abandoned it. No, it just means that newer games are out, and as a lot of these bigger streamers typically do, they go play the new stuff, the popular stuff, where a lot of their viewers want them to be at. It's just the name of the game, and it has nothing to do with the popularity of an overall title. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget subscribing to the bell. Post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, gonna link that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.